The pre-season testing result finally echoes the result of the race for the first ever round of the 2025 MotoGP World Championship. Boy, Marquez, he was literally dominant from the pre-season testing, and now coming to the FP1, I don't really remember the structure of the modern free practices. It used to be just like, it's very simple: FP1, FP2, FP3, FP4, and then Q1, Q2. But now they've revised it. I think it was since 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't really watch FPs anymore. But I think I can say that in almost every session, Mark was leading. Even the warm-up session this morning, it was a total absolute domination from the 93, the 32-year-old. Let's not forget that he's 32-year-old now. It was the exact same age as Valentino Rossi when he entered Ducati as the replacement for Casey Stoner back in 2011. Yeah, Vale was 32 as well back then, but it was such a different circumstances. Now Ducati, of course, the best team in the world in terms of MotoGP. Back then it was far from that. Every time I saw the result of a preseason testing, I never really believed that. I was like, maybe everyone is sandbagging. But this time though, it echoes the result. I mean, at the very least for this first round. We don't really know yet about the next 2 rounds. I mean, the next 2 rounds, Argentina and the Americas, with Termas de Rio Hondo as the second, as well as the Austin. Those 2 are Mark's personal favorite, also aside of Sachsenring. I guess this is gonna be the proving ground for Mark, Termas de Rio Hondo as well as Austin. I think he will make it 3 out of 3. I mean, also both in the sprint for those 2 rounds as well, not just the main race. I don't really, again, I must reiterate this again and again, I don't watch sprints nor Superpole races in the World Superbike category. The most important thing for me is the main race, and the main race is where riders excel. And boy, Marc Marquez is back. This is the 2019 Marc Marquez. I can't really express how bored I was in the new 2019 season. Like, Mark winning almost everything, 12 races out of 19 rounds. He only gave 7 other opportunities for the other riders. And this type of performance that I watched today in Thailand, in Buriram, this is 2019 Mark. He is literally back, as if 5 years ago he never really had any injury, a near career-ending injury. He is healthy, strong, really perfect racecraft. Oh my god. If people are saying that Marquez is the 2025 MotoGP World Champion, I will believe that. I will genuinely believe that. And what about his brother Alex? Alex has made a huge step for this, at least for this first round. I can't really say he will maintain this form for the next races, let alone a whole season. But for this first race alone, Alex Marquez, he was following closely behind his big brother. He was able to follow him closely. I mean, I don't think that is something that he was capable of years ago. I mean, back in 2020, when they were both in the Repsol Honda, we can't really say for sure, because back then Mark only has 1 race, an unfinished race even. He crashed in the Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez. From the free practices to the qualifying, we can really say for sure that Alex is not at that same level. But okay, he was a rookie back then. But what about last year? Last year they were both riding the same bike as well in the Gresini Ducati GP23. And again, Alex wasn't even close to Mark. Mark finished the championship in the top 3, while Alex was in the lower of the top 10. So yeah, a very only 1 podium for the main race for Alex. That was back in Sachsenring, where the Marquez bros made a double podium with Mark in P2 and then Alex in P3. But overall, Alex only made one podium for the main race, and it's just compared to Mark's even 3 victories for Mark. So yeah, Alex made a huge step for this season. From the preseason testing, he was really constant, consistent through for the race pace, and now over 1 lap he was also lapping a bit quicker than his average last year. He was starting in P2, right beside his big brother, and that's huge, I'm gonna say. With all being said, that left me baffled with how Pecco performed today. His performance isn't anything like the Pecco we know from the past 2 seasons. P3 or like 3rd, qualifying 3rd, sprint 3rd, and then main race 3rd. I don't know, I'm lost for words to comment on Pecco for this race. I mean, he excels in Thailand. He excels at Chang International Circuit. He was the winner last year. He was, I think, 3rd in 23, and then got promoted to 2nd because Brad got demoted because of the tire pressure penalty. Speaking of tire pressure penalty, I still don't get why Mark was slowing down on lap 7. As if he was playing around with the other. Some of the commentators were trying to figure out what was he doing. Slowing down, like, was it the engine? Was it something wrong with the bike or anything? But it turned out there were no problems at all. 3 laps to go, he overtook Alex and then disappeared. He was really playing around, I think. It was just like so mental to see this kind of mark, this kind of level. He was already like almost 2 seconds or even already 2 seconds ahead of Alex. When on lap 7 he suddenly slowed down, looking at the back, and then yeah, Alex overtook him, and then it stayed like that until 3 laps to go. And boy, by the end of the finish line, it was like almost 2 seconds again. In 3 laps, he managed to pull a gap of almost 2 seconds. He was really playing around with everyone today. Like, it's like a psychological war between him and the rest of the grid. He was like saying, "This is me, I am back." For sure, we cannot forget the amazing debut of Ai Ogura, the Japanese who I think really resembles Noriyuki Haga, the Nitro Nori. When he was using that sunglasses, and then the cameraman was shooting directly at him, I thought to myself, oh my god, this is Noriyuki Haga batch 2. And we know that Nitro Nori back in 2003 was riding an Aprilia, a Japanese on an Aprilia. That is just match made in heaven. We do know how good Nitro Nori is in the World SBK paddock, but he might not necessarily be that good in the Grand Prix paddock, but you know, he's the king without the crown in the World Superbike paddock. And that really begs the question, how is that Raul Fernandez, Ai's teammate, how is he still keeping that seat when he's that bad? He was nowhere near Ai's pace. What the fuck is wrong with Trackhouse Racing keeping that? I don't know. Is it just because he's a Spanish rider? I don't know. Another baffling bit is Marco Bezzecchi. Marco also, riding the factory Aprilia, he didn't have the same pace as Ai. Was it the circuit? Was it Marco? Was it the team? For all I know, Marco is a really good rider at Chang International Circuit. In the inaugural Thai GP back in 2018, Marco Bezzecchi snatched the first ever pole position in the Moto3 class. So he was really that good. He is really that good at Chang International Circuit, but I don't know. For some reason, he didn't do much today. Of course, we cannot forget about Johan Zarco. Best Honda, Satellite Honda, 7th. Oh my god, where did he come from? I don't know. I do know for a fact that he did reach Q2 immediately, not like through Q1. So we do have at least an idea of how the Honda are running for this season. They managed, I mean, both Johan and Johan, not the Repsol. What was I thinking about to say Repsol Honda? They're not Repsol Honda anymore, they're just Team HRC now. Oh my god. Because Johan and Johan, both of them, they were into Q2. They immediately, like directly, without having to to participate in Q1. So we do have a bit of an idea of how the Honda are performing for this season. It's at least a top 10, even though it's a lower top 10, but it's a top 10. And KTM, they were nowhere near. I don't know, they were about to be bankrupt, and now they don't perform at all. Not Brad, not that Acosta kid, which is hyped so much, and I don't know why he was hyped that much. Maverick, he was 16, but Enea was coming from nowhere, absolutely nowhere. He was like running in P17, P19, and then by the end of the race I was like, who was that in P9? Bas? Enea Bastianini? What? P9? He was really the tire whisperer. It was like the Enea from 3 years ago when he was at that Gresini Ducati, where in most cases he came in the last stages of the race. He came through, he came for podium places, or even victory. I think all in all it is a solid Thai Grand Prix. It is a solid season opener. Not really exciting as in a, season opener usually have this tight battle between riders. They all kind of started from a blank sheet of paper. They were on equal ground, but for some reason this season opener, Marquez left nothing on the table. I'm not gonna be really surprised if he ends up breaking his own record of 10 straight victories. We don't know. 10 straight victories, he will need to win at the very least until the Netherlands, until the Dutch GP, and that will be 10 in a row, matching his record from 11 years ago. And if he wins in Sachsenring, that'll be 11 in a row. I am not going to be surprised at all if he did manage to do just that. Pecco needs to improve if he really wants to get that title back from Jorge Martin. And yeah, I think that's it. Not really that much to talk about in this season opener. Let's see if we can get something more exciting in Termas de Rio Hondo. And I think that's it for this first commentary video for this season in the MotoGP section. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Might as well comment so we can have a bit of a civilized discussion below. And yeah, until we meet again.